I've just for the occasion, I'm wearing a Michael-esque jacket. I'm also wearing gloves because the last time when I did my Meeting Michael video, I just got way too carried away and I just lose myself in the moment and I just start mauling things, and I'm wearing these just to take a little bit more care. Today I'm going to show you some of the most very special stuff in my Michael collection. I've got all kinds of really cool, exciting things to show you. I don't know where I'm going to start. I think I am going to start with my history tour tickets. These are my history tour tickets. I love these and hold them so dear because it was an ambition of mine to see Michael tour. And it's a shame because I feel like the history tour was my training session, and I just dreamed of him doing another tour. So when he announced this is it, I just got so excited. I think I got like 13 or 14 shows, including my birthday show. But, you know, I'd wanted to go to them all. I felt like the history tour was my training session. I have so many good memories from this. This is the silver and gold confetti that used to explode out. And it was very intense being front row at a Michael concert. It actually hurt you. I had like bruises from wrist to elbow and from knee to ankle, just bruising, and just the heat of the flames on your face. It was just wow. I had such a good time. It was during my teens that the history tour happened, and I'm so blessed to have been a part of it and to have seen some of it. I wish I could have done more shows, but as is life, I did as many as I could, and these were how many I went to. I don't know why the Paris one doesn't have the statue on the ticket, but these are the shows that I went to, and obviously mean a lot to me. I had this album that I used to, when I come home, fill out things in this album. So I've got like my wristbands in. Oh, there's a picture of Michael in his spaceship. I have such a funny story about the spaceship. When he was performing in Sheffield, which was actually my favourite show, before he even got there, they were like erecting the stage, and a workman had finished and he gave me the pass. He thought he was giving me the pass as like a souvenir, but no. I feel like that's an invitation to go into the stadium. So even though we weren't crew, we sneaked into the stadium thinking if we got caught we could just show this pass. And we went and looked for Michael's spaceship and we found it, me and this girl. So we were in the spaceship, and I remember I had lipstick on me and I was going to write Michael a note on the inside of his spaceship. I thought, oh, I better not, just in case he thinks, you know, someone's been tampering with my equipment. So we didn't, but I did go out and boast to all the other fans that had slipped out that I'd been inside Michael's spaceship. So fast forward to when he opened the show. Imagine my horror when he attempted to kick the door off, and you could hear him kicking and it wouldn't come off. Eventually it did, and I breathed such a sigh of relief because I was like, I'm going to have like a lynch mob of fans after me for tampering with his spaceship. But in here I have like such cool little things. I've got my pictures from the first show that I saw in Paris. I have like wristbands and confetti. This is a tissue that must have been dust from the spaceship. And I have other wristbands. This is my first personal contact with Michael ever. On the 16th of July, Wednesday the 16th of July, Michael stayed over in London. He had been flying from Paris to the European shows, but he decided to stay in London between his Tuesday and Thursday show at Wembley, and he went shopping at Hamley's toy store in London. And as he was coming out, there was a mad crush, and I was by his car. So I like to think that I helped him into his car. Anyway, I ended up touching his back and touching his hat. And when it was all over, I must have had sweaty hands because there was like little black fibres on my hand. I was just like so ecstatic that I had fibres, Michael's fibres on my hand, that I hyperventilated. I got took to St Thomas's Hospital. It was crazy. But I have sellotape with those said fibres. I don't even know if you could see. But I've kept this for all these years, convinced that there's Michael's fibres on there. This is my ticket to the Ghost premiere in Leicester Square in London. I loved this, and I loved Ghosts. Love, love, love this. So this is something special to me. I have some stuff here from Neverland. We toured the train station, the theatre, the amusement park. We went on the train. It was so amazing. And in the theatre is where I got most of my stuff. So I got, like, you were allowed to have whatever you wanted. There wasn't a limit, but there's like a morally acceptable limit. Like, you just can't take the piss. Even though you want everything, you just can't take the piss. So I've got what I've got. Then we start with popcorn. I have my pack of popcorn from Neverland. Inside it still has little crumbs of popcorn. I'll never throw these away. I don't think I'll eat them now, but I'll never throw them away. I have my popcorn from Neverland. In the theatre, this is so interesting. I had to sit in Michael's seat, and it was obvious which one was his because they all had red velvet, but Michael's seat had distinctively more wear. And so it was obvious that it was his seat. So that was cool, sitting in his seat. I have a Coke can. This is the condition. It suffered some major trauma in my case. This is the condition it arrived home in. I don't drink Coke, so like I don't drink Coke anymore. So it's weird to see this, but I don't think I would refuse a Coke in Neverland anyway. And interesting that he didn't stop Pepsi. Not surprising after the injury he endured, but interesting that he stopped Coke and not Pepsi. I have sweets from inside Neverland. These are actually, I love these a little less after they started deteriorating and leaking all over my trial paperwork. But so they've been moved into this container. I'm not sure how much longer they're going to last, but they're just leaking all over the place. I don't even want to hold them much, but these are lollipops. One's grape, one must be strawberry. Those are lollipops from Neverland. And I also have a box of, these are the culprits of the leak as well. Good and Plenty. These are just absolutely mullered. I think they're actually wet. Not cool. These are cool. I have Love Beads. Love Beads from Neverland. How absolutely adorably cute is that? Love Beads from Neverland. This is a Neverland Fire Department badge. I have 2 of those. I have, how cool is this? I have a Neverland security uniform. I have a Neverland security uniform. This is, I must shout out Curtis. I don't like to name names, but I'm going to name names because Curtis was such a sweetie. I loved Curtis. He was my favourite security guard, and he gave me a Neverland security uniform, and I love this. It doesn't have any badges. They're very strict about that, but it's the Neverland security uniform, and I love this. I have a Neverland notebook and pencil. This was a victim of Sweet Leak Gate, but you can still appreciate this beautiful logo. It's the boy on the moon. So that's the pad book, and then the pencil says Neverland Valley Ranch on it. I haven't used either of these, but I can't believe this. I wish I had kept it. There's a clear piece here. There's the Neverland notebook. Gorgeous. I have a whole load of paperwork. During the trial, I got into court. I went into court with Michael more than several times. I have so much stuff pertaining to this. These are, where do I start? This is a letter that was given to you. This is advice on how to behave, like the conduct of what's expected of you in court. So everyone was handed that, and there was like strict rules and regulations about what you could do. Like you couldn't have an outburst, and it was really a strange environment because it was a very impassioned situation, yet you had to stay silent. So it was kind of bizarre. It was just bizarre. These are my court badges that I wore when I went in. They have like information on them, like the date, the seat number. I'll show you it close up. Has like the sheriff's initials, the seat numbers. There was, I think, 33 public seats in court, and the seat numbers kind of, well, it didn't matter because there was so few seats that it was going to be an intimate environment with Michael anyway. But the seat numbers did matter because you could be put, like, he always went the same route, so you could be put in a seat that he walked past, and sometimes if you were there, he would interact with you. So these are my badges for court. I used to take notes when I was in court. I didn't just sit down as like a little court clerk. I used to just write notes, and I became so famous for them because you were only allowed to take in a piece of paper and a pencil. And so I just used to condense like a whole day of court into an A4 piece of paper. So like, these are my court notes. I have them all rewritten and put into a trial folder, and I should get that out and go through it because so much cool stuff happens. But on these notes, I have little side notes. There was 3 breaks a day at court, and during that time you could interact with Michael. So there's little side notes on here about those interactions. So it's so cool as you read through them. Touched Michael's hand, saw 3T. Thursday evening, Carrie came out and he said Michael saw, wanted and tried to reach for my jacket, but his back was hurting. Arranged to give it to Michael's security at the call. MJ aware that 9:45 is my last break. So this was, I had this high-vis jacket and I decorated it with like Michael silhouettes, and Prince Patterson blanket was written on it. And Michael saw it and wanted it, but his back was hurting that day, so I arranged to give it to his security the next morning at call. And then Carrie told him that the 9:45 was my last break, and after that I would just be going straight to the airport. And oh my gosh, I'm going to do a story time just on this because it was so amazing. Anyone that knows that Michael didn't speak in court, but Carrie told him that was my last break, and unexpectedly, as I've got notes here somewhere. Okay, so I said to Michael, I have to go home now, but I love you so much. You're going to win this. Keep fighting. My children love you. I wish I didn't have to go. And Michael was like, oh, I know, oh, I love you. Touching his heart, reaching out his hands, blowing kisses. Like, I'm going to do a whole story time on this because I've just condensed it, but this was like a love story. This is like one of my most fondest memories because Michael initiated it and he didn't talk like that in court. It was so special. It was so special. I didn't want to go in the first place, but after he did that, it was like, I think I literally was dragged away. That just meant so much to me. Tuesday, Michael just came back to Neverland, held his hand, gave him the frog, he opened back window, filmed the fans. We chanted, stay strong, we love you, Snedden's going down, as MJ was holding most wanted picture. So this was, Michael came back, and this was around Valentine's Day, and I gave him this frog, and when you squeezed it, it sang a Bee Gees song, and I was just, what song was it? I can't even remember. All I'm playing is Staying Alive in my head, and it wasn't Staying Alive, it was a Bee Gees song, and you squeezed it and it sung. And as Michael was driving away, he must have activated it because I heard it going off. So, he liked it. And then he was filming the fans with a camcorder, and we was all chanting, Snedden's going down, stay strong. And he was holding like a most wanted poster out the window. Break number 3 told MJ to stay strong, and he clenched his fist. This was... I've got to say, Brian Oxman, I know it ended badly with him and Tom in the car park, But for me, Brian Oxman was an absolute gem. He used to take notes that I had wrote Michael, and he used to give them to him in the corner. Michael used to like acknowledge that he received them. I wrote one, and at the end I said stay strong, and the next break as he walked by me he went stay strong. It was like just an acknowledgement that he got it. I love them little court games. I love them little court games. This one is, I gave Michael a collection of pictures of my oldest daughter, and he was in the car, Catherine was opposite him, and he was going through each of the photographs, kissed every single one of them, and he was just going crazy about her hair because she's got this massive afro, and he was like, wow, I love her hair, I love her hair, Mom, look, look, and she was going, yes Michael, and I was saying to him that yeah, that she wanted to give him a hug and a kiss, and he's looking at the photos saying, oh, that's so sweet, that's so sweet. I told him that I'm so glad my children have you because I know they would be decent people. I love you, Michael. He said, I love you more. I said, I love you more, as we were both holding hands. I remember this. Michael, when he held your hands, and I didn't say this in the Meeting Michael video, but one of the things that surprised you about Michael's hands is they're not just big, but they're so full and pillowy, and they're just big and soft and warm, and when you hold his hands, he's not just like a wet fish. He joins in, he like plays with your fingertips, and it's so beautiful. I loved it so much. I remember he always used to like play with fingertips. Just wow. I had them on side notes like held Michael's hand, but so much was happening at that time that I just had to keep a log of it. Not that you think you're going to remember, but it was just so much was happening on a daily basis that I just wrote these side notes to keep track. And even now, as I come across them, like, I feel like their memories should always be present in my mind, but when I read them back, I just get such a warm feeling like, wow, this is so amazing. This is a copy of a letter, well, a note that I passed to Michael in the court, just telling him to stay strong, that he's going to win this. Second break at court, MJ blowing kisses. Wednesday and Thursday, held hands at Neverland. Friday, opened the envelope with Nana Ajua's pictures, kissed them. Told him I told him that I named my son Prince after Prince Michael, and he said thank you. This is when I sang Smile to Michael. I didn't intend to sing Smile to Michael. It started like, Michael, you've got to stay strong. You've got to keep smiling. Smile though your heart is aching. And it just turned into a Cockney rendition of Smile. And wow, did that lift his spirits. He lapped that up. He was on his way to court, and I got him, it was like me and this other girl were the only ones there, and he just loved that. He was putting his head out of the car door, prayer signs with his hands. Oh, Catherine was laughing. Oh, I should do a whole story time on this as well, because I've even got the vest I wore when I did this. I've even got that vest that I wore. I'll bring that out. I'll do a whole story time on this because, wow, that was cool. I think all of this stuff is one of a kind, but I have, check this out. This is Prince Michael's car seat. For real, this is Prince Michael's car seat. It used to have his name printed down the side. I never had it with his name on. My friend Marcella gave this to me. Michael gave them to her. He had gone shopping at Toys R Us in Santa Maria and bought way too much, and it couldn't fit into his car. So he asked Marcella if she wanted car seats, and he gave her Prince's and Paris's, and she gave me Prince Michael's. So I think it was actually for an airplane, because the information on the sticker was like, it said their names, and so I think these were like airplane car seats. Let me get out some Michael DNA. This is my favourite stuff. I love the stuff with Michael's DNA on it. It doesn't come out often, but when it does, Michael DNA all over this pen. It's just a black Papermate pen, but it's not. It's so much more. It is a Papermate pen used by Michael Jackson, and I feel like I see fingerprints, probably mine, but his are on here. That is a fact. So I will just continue to marvel at this. It has his fingerprints, it has his DNA all over it. I also have, wow, ah, I have here the box set that he used that pen to sign. This is my ultimate collection box set. It says Love Michael Jackson, and then here it says Liddy. I was so impressed when he wrote Liddy because I didn't tell him how to spell it. He just remembered, so that thrilled me so much. This also has his DNA, his fingerprints all over it. He was all over this. I love that. I'm gonna get so carried away I can feel it, but I love that. I love that he's held this. I really love that. Wow, I don't want to rub anything away, but I want to touch it because he touched it. So this is my ultimate collection signed box set. This was a gift from Neverland, and then he signed it for me. Love it. Love, love, love it. Why I have to be there for Michael. It says images of Liddy Jampo outside the courthouse in California where Michael Jackson stood trial on sex abuse allegations turned her into Britain's best known fan of the singer. The Canterbury mother of three tells Alex Claridge about her astonishing devotion to one man. Astonishing. I have astonishing devotion to Michael. And it's in the newspaper, so it must be true. You may have seen from my Meeting Michael video, Michael gave me this magazine. I won't talk too much about it. If you want me to expound on it, you can watch the Meeting Michael video. He did, let's just say he doodled on it and that's all he did, but he gave it to me. Also from that Meeting Michael night, this is a picture of Michael with my brother Ashley and Ashley's autograph. Love to Ashley, Michael Jackson. I still have these because I did attempt to give them back to my brother, but he had them for about 6 months and then gave them back and said, I can't trust myself with them, you look after them, so that's why I still have them. This little VHS is an American tape and I'm in the UK. So imagine my frustration. I've gone a few times to try and have this put onto a disc, but it requires them sending it away and I just don't trust for it to be sent away, so I'm just holding on to it as is. But on here is footage of Michael and I at Neverland, so this is real special to me. Here I have an autograph that Michael did for me. It's double-sided, he signed both sides. Liddy, Michael Jackson, and then on the other side, love you Liddy, Michael Jackson. I have like a small copy of this that I carry around with me. This is something that Michael did for my daughter Ashanti. There's Ashanti, and this is what Michael did. It says, love Ashanti, Michael Jackson. Does anyone notice that Michael does small A's when he writes a name? Like I have 2 A names, Ashley and Ashanti, and both of them are lowercase a, not initial. That's so cute. That's so cute. Everything's so cute. I also have another pen here that Michael used. This one, as I found out, still smells, and I'll give it another little whiff as I'm here. This is a pen that Michael used to sign. This is my signed ski suit. This is a better look at the autograph than on my Meeting Michael video. It's crumpled and creased, but I'm obviously not going to launder it. It's just going to stay like this. I really enjoy going through this stuff. I love sharing it with you. I think it's so special. Like, don't you think this is so cool that we can share these experiences? Like, it keeps the memories alive for me, and I hope you guys can learn something and Michael become more personable to you, because he was such a great man, such a special man, and I wanted to share these special things with you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your appreciation. It really means a lot to me. I love him. I love you. Heal the world. Keep Michaeling. Goodbye.